people out there. My fans. All years. I have fans now, right? See, this is doubly weird, because if you look over my shoulder...
Oh, hello, there you are.
I told you there's a lag. Oh, my fiance is here, lurking in the background. I'd call her Sasquatch. No, wait, that'd be really... What did they call...
The Yeti.
The Yeti. I feel like Yeti is much more flattering than Sasquatch.
Yellow bed.
It's her feet. They're big. No, they're really not. What size? You've got tiny feet.
7.5, 8.
What's impressive about this is apparently I have 0 viewers.
My thing says you have
2?
2. Yeah. But I don't know.
Huh. How about that? Can't trust technology. So we're going to leave the fiance in the background, let her do her work, cause that's not why you came. The reason you're here, I really like pretending that anybody cares what I'm doing right now. But no, we're gonna do some writing. It was a long day at work yesterday, and hopefully this will kind of cleanse the palate a little bit. I have an apple. Oh, we got the fiance lurking. Mm-hmm. Huh. Weird. But we still don't have a viewer. You're just in the comments, but you're not here. You're not counted. Huh. Oh. Things are buffering now? Okay. Well, how's everyone doing? Anybody? It's still telling me I have no viewers, so I can do anything I want.
Sure.
Anything at all. Well, first things first, we did get another prompt from a friend after the stream ended last time. So we're gonna... Nope. We're gonna just copy that into the window and just kind of at least read it. I don't know if I'm ready to do it today, but it should be included. So the other day we watched Harley Quinn, the fantabulous emancipation of one Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey. Anyways, so diamonds are a girl's best friend have been stuck in my head. Okay, so here was the last prompt that I remember getting after stream ended last time. Oh, I love flash fiction. I was just thinking how interesting it would be if other forms of life, not just plants, went dormant during the winter. What would that look like? Would we wake up dusty? Would it affect how we thought about other areas of life? Is that how we started off, but then because of avarice we stayed awake? What if only a certain person or group of people decide to stay awake during that time? But one more challenge, I dare you to keep it to 400 words. Oh, okay. So there's an implicit challenge in this one, which is why it's at the bottom of the list, and we're not going to do it. No. That's a wild one. I like having creative friends who do weird things. Oh wait, no, that reminds me. Speaking of weird, another person did have some prompts. I forgot. The bearded cabbie himself. I guess I'm just gonna have to come up with like nicknames for all my writer friends so I don't just out them. Bearded cabbie works. See, unfortunately, we got into a joking fit back and forth about anything and everything, to be completely honest. Tastes like shit when you're sober. No. Baking. Do. Hey, this is a great stream, right? As far as the hibernation one is concerned, that's interesting. Like, well, because my question would be is if it's not a species-wide thing, because I don't know if, like, hey, fiance?
Well, what?
Animals who hibernate, do they... that's just all of them, right? It's not like one gender or one person stays awake to watch out for everyone?
Oh. I don't honestly know, but I don't think so. I think it's just everybody, yeah.
I thought it was everybody. So if it was a culture thing about people, then I don't know if there'd be a person who could stay away, unless it's just one person pounding fucking Monster energy drinks and Red Bull and 5 Hour Energy and Mountain Dew and coffee, just like, no, I can't go to sleep. Fuck this hibernation bullshit. That'd be... I doubt that's the story that she had in mind. I'm still having a bitch of a time finding that prompt. Probably not his recent videos. That's Sun Tzu. God, we talk a lot. Cassie, you never told me that he and I just talk endlessly.
You and him?
Yeah, that's a fair point.
I am watching streams.
Oh,
Also,
no, it just occurred to me that I don't know if there's anybody that I don't talk to endlessly. Just once you get into... God damn it, man.
What, who?
Bearded Cabby.
Chapman, okay.
No, I'm trying not to say his name on stream.
I'm sorry.
If you listen to this, how dare you not pay attention to my stream? Okay, if I don't find it in this go, then I give up. Nope, can't find it. Oh, I remember. It was like the last ramen shop in Brooklyn. And then I was like, you do realize I write genre fiction, and I've technically been to Manhattan, and I've technically been to a ramen shop. So, everyone else gave me the weirdest prompts. I did get a message a few minutes ago. I'm looking at it. Oh, I don't know. It says I have 2 viewers. Is, what's a good... It's the only nickname I can think of. Is Kythus? Is Kythus in the chat? Anyone? Anyone? Well, we'll check that out again in a second. So, we've got... I had been eyeballing this one the other day. I don't know if I want to do that one again today. Oh, it's already 15 after. Fuck. I was hoping to be a little less... What's the word? Ambulatory? Is that right? Ambulatory. No, that is not right. Meandering. So I've been looking at this. I had an idea for that one. I probably would have noticed something was wrong with the bus before he boarded. Okay, don't have anything for that yet. Still don't know what to do with the kangaroos. I just hear a chuckle coming from behind me. I don't even know if it's about me.
I mean, yeah, I just... the one bit of information I heard is I don't know what to do with the kangaroos. So.
Do other streamers have to deal with the constant peanut gallery from behind them? You see what I'm dealing with?
Yeah.
You see what I put up with? She brought me a snack. She's good. Okay. I actually had an idea for this one as well. So we're gonna change that, and we're going to... I don't know about this one, but let's see what we got. Okay. Steampunk. A thing that I know very little about. Mansion, drinking tea. Okay. So, what was...
It's my water bottle.
Right, okay.
Sorry.
I can't work in these conditions!
Uh-huh.
I'm lying. I can work in almost any condition. I wrote most of my novel at work doing retail. Don't advertise that too much. Oh, who am I kidding? I don't like working retail anyway. So, I want to challenge myself to this one, but I also don't... Okay. I don't know the first thing about steampunk. I have never read any steampunk. I don't even know if I've watched anything that was technically steampunk, so all of my knowledge is secondhand. For anyone who wasn't here the first time I did this, I am, and I will say this every time, I am neurotic as fuck. And unfortunately, I didn't even do a fucking intro, did I? Quiet, you! Hi, I'm Shane. I write. Somewhere around here is a very big manuscript. There it is! I write. I wrote this. It's horror. Moving on. So, as I explained to people before, I just need like an FAQ at the top. I like Shakespeare 5-act structure, and look at Matt Stone and Trey Parker, but therefore video. It's great. Okay. Anyways, so we have a main character. Hey, little druid, if you're floating around in the chat, what's our main character's steampunk name? Because I don't... Joffrey Bildabong. Periwinkle the Third. Steampunk name. This is where we're at. What are steampunk names? Come on. What? Julian Lemuel Stillingfleet, the Hogpin, Little Child Chandler, Riggs, Griffin. We're just gonna call him Griffin. After the main character in The Invisible Man, I think. Right? Griffin. Yep. Okay. Griffin sits in his mansion. Why not? It's fiction anyway. But his clocks suddenly stopped working. he finds a diamond ring in his teacup. But yeah, I don't know. All right, we'll figure it out. Well, we're up to 3. It says we have 3 viewers. Wild, considering we have just the one. What was?
I'm lurking.
You don't count.
But to Twitch I did.
Okay, just because you're more popular on Twitch than I am.
That's not a true fact.
Twitch streamers know you. Turns out, my fiance almost got me raided the other day, which definitely would have sent me into like a full-blown panic spiral. I would have just locked up. It would have been great.
I might be trying to get you rated again. We'll see.
Great. That's great. If you couldn't hear her, I don't know if you can hear her. If you can hear her, say it in the chat. Okay. I have a weird idea, but I think that's enough to at least start moving. Okay. Once in a while, once in a blue moon, every other day. You might notice I hate opening lines. If you were here last time, I hate opening lines because they are, it's your first impression, your first foot in the door, and like usually once I get it out of my system, then I can kind of just, once I get the momentum, or like once I break the seal, then I can build up momentum. But getting that opening line down is so hard, even though more often than not I've just cut, like whatever my rough draft opening line is, I just cut it. And because by the end of the story, you know what the story is about. And at the beginning of the story, you don't really know what the story is about. Is there in 12? Okay. Well, Griffin's Wells is 12 rooms. There was housed 12 clocks. So, if we had more time, then I would love to look up kind of this, if there's any symbolism. Well, let's do it. Why not? We're not going anywhere in the age of COVID. I'm curious if there's any, 7's magical, 3 is the Trinity, etc., etc. My internet is slow. Okay. So, perfection, entirety, or cosmic order. Cool. What's a, okay, I have an idea. Sorry if I'm not as chatty today, at least right now. This one is a little more out of my ballpark, so I'm trying to brain. So hopefully you like watching a blinking cursor as much as I do. Should he have a guest? I have an idea for the guest, but I almost feel like I think I'm gonna cut the guest. Whoa, hello. I don't know what I pressed. I think I'm gonna cut the guest. I don't think I have the time to really do the guest justice. But if I did an extended version of this, I would totally have a guest. 12 clocks. Oh, somebody's. Oh. We're gonna put that on Do Not Disturb. Sound of the room. So I guess one thing I can was seated. That's the he was seated in a high-backed chair, perfectly placed in the center of the room, facing coals of dying fire. From the mantle, each ticked in perfect. So I use perfectly for the perfect harmony, so we're going to go with precisely placed in the center of the room. Even though it's an adverb and Stephen King doesn't like those, but I don't have the time. I guess I could, while I'm kind of letting some of these percolate, until they didn't. So I'm going to take a moment to actually explain a little bit, since I've got, oh no, we dropped down to 2 viewers. Just one person watching is all I need. So, years ago I came across something for NaNoWriMo. It was a beat sheet based off of Blake Snyder's Save the Cat. Save the Cat is a screenwriting book that talks about how you can break down your average, I think, 2-hour script into beats that come on certain minutes. So the inciting incident happens on page 12, on and on and on and on. It's very, I have mixed feelings about it because it's a fairly complicated, many-step process. And a lot of people point out Blake Snyder hasn't, I think he's only written like 1 screenplay. It was okay from what I understand. But I got kind of fascinated by testing this theory, and what I ended up doing to test it was I took a bunch of Shakespeare plays and I fed it into the Excel spreadsheet algorithm just to see roughly where Shakespeare's 5 acts landed on Blake Snyder's beat sheet. And actually they were fairly consistent, and what I came to... and this was all years ago during undergrad, so if somebody comes and is like, you are completely wrong, okay. If you betray me that way. But I checked it, and it's, what seemed to be apparent to me was that Shakespeare's 5 acts landed about, Act 1 was up to the 25%, a quarter of the way through the story. Act 2 was a quarter of the way through the story, bringing you to the midpoint. Act 3 was the Next 15%, Act 4 was 10%, and then the last act was also 25%. So 25, 25, 15, 10, 25. And what you're looking at on the page right now is I worked out what the average words per line was for a given format because, you know, I'm a crazy person. And it was something like 13, if I remember. I haven't looked at the numbers in a while. But if you're sitting down to say, oh, I want to write, you know, 250 words, 800 words, whatever your ultimate goal is, you can do that by just saying, okay, well, if it's about 13 words a line, it's 22 lines a page, then I want to write a little over a page. If you want to get loosey-goosey about it, if you want to be crazy about it like me, you can do what I did, which is, all right, well, it's going to be 23 lines. If it's 23 lines, then you want to find whatever a quarter of that is, and that for this, I think it's 23, maybe not, whatever. But ultimately, the math I worked out before was 5 lines for a quarter for the introduction, and then 5 lines for the complication, 3 lines for the crisis, 3 for the reversal because we're rounding, and then down to the catastrophe. So it's fairly simple. Should they stop one by one? What time should it be? Oh, it's... My sound remain was the barely audible.
It's me, it's Cassie, but I can't really talk.
Oh, go ahead. No, it's fine. She's playing games. Unfortunately, we're stuck in this one room. So if anyone wants to throw us a lot of money to get our way out of here, or just like a rental application, that'd be great. Just the mansion I'm writing about, we want that. Okay, the only sound remaining was the barely audible crackle of the last remnants. Oh. Oh, that's what I did. I did something wrong. Oh well. Huh. Oh, well. Too late now. Well, no, not too late. I can... That's what I've seen. I just deleted something when I shouldn't have. Okay, we're just gonna... Last line of page. Last line of scene. Cool. Okay, last remnants of... From... Wait, the only sound remained was the barely audible crackle of the last remnants of flame. Fire? Oh, this is not going as well. Deleted. Why is everything mad at me? What is happening? Dismiss. And they did not. He. Nothing like giggling coming from the other side of the room. Walk back to the... Shot it! Fuck, what was I writing?
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna start throwing things at her.
I'm sorry.
We're gonna start with something soft and move our way up to harder things. Anyways. How the fuck do you spell that? It's assuredly gone. Tommy walked back to his seat. The fire had completely died. His tea had assuredly gone cold. And something sure. Okay, so now we have kind of progressed past to the final. Anyways, so this is everything that the prompt gave us. Steampunk? I didn't know what to do with that. So, clocks. Main character, gears, clocks. Gears, there's a thing. Our main character is in his house, a mansion, drinking tea, and call the clocks in his house. Suddenly stop working. We've done that. He finds a diamond ring in his teacup. Ooh, just for fun. K. Oh, did I fuck that up again? Midpoint. Whatever. We lose the whiskey line. Ooh, guys, I have an idea. And it involves things. I know what's going on. I know where we're going. Are you excited? I'm excited. fuck. This is one of the problems that I run into a lot with this format. It's a tough one, but okay, how are we gonna? Okay, we're gonna lose that. Gotta check to make sure. Sure. Anyway, turn in place, and there she stood, ephemeral in the moonlight. Okay, we did it. We did the thing. This one was harder. Not helped by the giggling behind me.
I'm sorry.
This is what I get. Okay, so we are going to read this out loud and see how it flows. Oh my god. In one of Griffin Wells' 12 rooms, there was housed 12 clocks. He was seated in a high-backed chair, precisely placed in the center of the room, facing the coals of a dying fire, a cup of tea gently held in his hand. The 12 clocks stared back at him from the mantel. Each ticked in perfect harmony, until they didn't. All at once, Griffin Wells' tightly wound clocks stopped dead in their tracks, reading 3:33. And now it's 3:45. Anyways, 3:33. The only sound remaining was the barely audible crackle of the last remnants of fire from the fireplace. Griffin watched them for a moment. They had stopped spontaneously, and therefore it was entirely within the realm of possibility that they would start up again, equally spontaneously. When they did not, he placed his teacup on his end table, and moved to examine them. Minutes passed, but no matter what he did, the clocks would not resume. By the time he had walked back to his seat, the fire had completely died, and his tea had assuredly gone cold. Moonlight spilled through the large glass windows from the far side of the room. The opalescent light glinted off something at the bottom of his teacup. The surprise stayed his hand from downing what was left in his cup just as he brought it to his lips. He lowered the cup and reached 2 fingers into the cold tea, procuring a small diamond ring from its depths. A diamond. Her diamond ring. A thin gold band. A single diamond. Nothing so ostentatious as the rest of Griffin's house. His life would have appealed to her, but she had no. He turned in place, and there she stood, ephemeral in the moonlight. Griffin's breath shuddered at the sight of her, standing before her. He dropped to one knee and held out the ring, slipped it onto her finger. The clocks began to tick. Griffin was gone. What do you guys think? Viewer? You like it? Validate me? Tell me I did good? Did I do good with the prompt? Anybody? That's fine.
I think so.
You're playing a video game.
Yeah. What I could hear sounded nice.
Oh, what she could hear sounded nice. We got a yo! So I guess that's good. So, neat. Well, we lost some apple, it's fine. Oh, good. So, gotta love this so much. Alright. Go me. Yeah, no, because I remember first reading this and going, I don't know what to do. I don't know a steampunk. But I turned it into a ghost story. Why not? Alright. Actually, so a fun thing, just while taking a moment, because I was thinking of trying to do 2 in the stream today, because I think I can. Once I get, like, going, a little more comfortable with the format, I don't think I'll have a problem doing 2 in under an hour, but we're closing on 3:48, so, you know, not necessarily gonna manage this in under an hour today, but I think we can push it along. Yeah, and, you know, one of the fun things about this, fun for me as well, is I feel like this is very different from what I wrote last time as well. It feels more, even in such a short time, the language felt, I mean, Griffin used the word ostentatious to describe his life. I was trying to, I don't know, write like a Victorian gentleman, or how I imagined one. So, yay. Right, I was going to say something, but I do that a lot. What I was thinking of doing was actually making a website, like a WordPress or something. A friend of mine is helping me pick out the right place to store these, because it feels like I want to do more than just like Blogspot, because I have an old Blogspot. It doesn't feel quite the right place for it. I want something a little different, just because I think now that these are written, I kind of want to put them out in a place where technically people can, well, there's nothing technical about it. People can see them. I just can't imagine why anyone would. So, and you got to understand a little bit more about the process, this weird structure you're looking at. So we've got space for one more. I think we've got time for one more. Oh, what do we do today? Do I want to try this one? I think I want a little bit more time to think that over. I don't know if that kind of goes against the spirit of this challenge, but some of my friends sent me a lot of prompts, so we're gonna just kind of continue. I think I want to try this one because it doesn't come with as much detail, so I feel like I'll have to do something more to kind of build it out. Okay, let's see. So, obviously, Quarantine in 20 Years is finally released. And the thing that I wanted to do with this one, mostly, so this is actually something I can talk about a bit. Hi.
Hello.
Something I can talk, so you can tell I'm relaxed. I got my legs kicked up. It's my thinking pose. So it's very Mad Scientist Club, if anyone remembers that story, where the character of Henry would tip his chair back and stare at the ceiling when he was thinking of something. But every story, and because I've been using the 5-act structure for 7 or 8 years now, I tend to think of things very much in that structure because it's become very familiar to me. Again, I'll never say, this is how you've got to do it, but this is the breakdown that makes sense to me. And one of the things I've noticed over the years is different ideas get associated with different acts. So, you know, when I looked at the one I just wrote, you know, I looked at it, I was like, like we did at the beginning, I could take the prompt and break that into 3 acts. It was guy in a mansion, but his clock stopped working, therefore he finds a diamond ring which is a little bit odd. And it wasn't until I could go, oh, it's his dead wife or dead fiance or dead girlfriend that he never got to propose to, and she's about to appear. Oh, he knows who this ring belongs to. It was supposed to be to the girl that he loves, and then she appears, and it's a ghost story, and then he vanishes because it's Halloween. I mean, it's not Halloween yet, but we're getting there. With this one, so that one was very much an Act 4, Act 5, but reversal, therefore catastrophe, that, like, got my brain going. The one from the other day with the security guard, that one was a little more Act 3, because you tend to get those big pillars, right? You can look at, like, the original Star Wars, and Act 3 crisis is Obi-Wan dying. Act 1, the inciting incident would be Aunt Beru and Uncle Owen getting killed, and then Act 5 would be the Death Star getting blown up. So in the Matrix, it would be Neo waking up, Morpheus getting kidnapped, and then Neo, becoming the one. That whole stretch. And so, sometimes, when I'm struggling to kind of articulate a story or break a story, I start trying to think of, like, okay, well, what idea do I have? Where does that fit in the story? So, is this an idea that's going to kick off the rest of the story, or is this an idea that's going to resolve the story? Is this an idea that's going to take the story in a new direction? And then I start building things that way. So in this case, it was, a town quarantined for 20 years is finally released, but wants to leave. I mean, 20 years... the first thought that crossed my mind is I've been not isolated, I haven't quarantined because where I'm at, that's just not really an option. And, but even then, like, I had this thought of, like, when this is all over, how do I put the mask down? Because it sounds really, like, attractive to be like, oh, and then I just go to the movies and I lick every, gum covered seat, and I'm, everything's back to normal, because that's what I did when the world wasn't like this. But no, the thought of, how do you go back to normal after this? I've gotten to the point where, like, a person walks up to me and gets, like, in my space, and I get so anxious that I immediately, like, put distance between us. So, and it's only been 6, 7, 8 months, and we're already, it has been 84 years, but my behavior's already changed. So when I look at this prompt, after 20 years of this, nah, fuck it, I'm not going outside. So a town quarantines for 20 years, a town in quarantine or quarantined for 20 years is finally released, but nobody wants to leave. Therefore, what? What happens when you, like, throw open the gates and nobody moves? I don't know. What do you think, viewer? How about you, fiance?
What?
Cool. So here's the prompt.
Okay.
A town in quarantine for 20 years is finally released.
Okay.
But nobody wants to go.
Nobody wants to leave?
After 20 years, would you?
No, probably not.
So therefore, what happens?
I mean, there's gonna be someone, who wants to stay? Or, like, wants to leave? I don't know.
Okay, that's fair. We have one person who wants to leave. Damn it, now she's getting me distracted.
Sorry.
So we could do... Oh, I see viewer has thoughts in the chat. Let's see. One person wants to leave. Oh, I had an idea. Oh, shit, I have an idea. Okay, I'm messaging Kythus because I don't know if he's in stream. Trying to make code. Wait, I don't have to read this out loud to you. Blanks prompt into Play-Doh allegory of the cave. Okay, and I see something from viewer. We've got talking about something similar to a friend today. Some people, after working from home for so long, they aren't going to want to go back to their offices. Oh, fuck yeah. So I feel like most of the town probably would have gotten used to existing inside. Oh, hell yeah. I mean, I definitely have. We were shut down for 5 weeks, and I haven't been happier in my life. Okay, that's not true, but I hadn't been happier in years. For anyone who doesn't already know, even though it's super popular, if you've seen The Matrix or Dark City, really most stories. In the allegory, Socrates describes a group of people who have lived chained to the wall of a cave all their lives, facing a blank wall. The people watch shadows projected on the wall from objects passing in front of a fire built behind them and give names to these shadows. The shadows are the prisoner's reality, but are not accurate representations of the real world. Socrates explains how the philosopher is like a prisoner who is freed from the cave and comes to understand the shadows on the wall are not reality at all. A philosopher aims to understand and perceive the higher levels of reality. However, the other inmates of the cave do not even desire to leave their prison, for they know no better life. So, yeah, this actually fits really, really well. Let's see if Kythus has anything to say. Ah, he needs a link. That makes sense. Twitch. Oh, we're down to one viewer. Oh no. I mean, we've only had one viewer. Okay. Wait, I got this. Hey viewer, you wanna send me the link? I can't find it. Oh no. Oh, wait. No. Yes. Copy and send. So my buddy, the one we're calling Kythus, he loves this shit. I mean, this is totally his jam. So I mean, we could do, just to fill in for right now, we could literally just take what it says here. Okay, the other inmates of the, but one person wants to leave. Do not even desire to leave. Therefore, Hey, Kythus. Welcome to the chat. I don't know if you get to choose what your screen name is or if I just really guessed well. I was like, I don't want to use his real name. I don't want to out him like that. Although, with your real name, I don't know if many people... I don't know if it'd be that helpful. Your name is pretty generic. And, so it happens. Okay, so here's what we got. Since you're just kind of popping in. This is our other Whittle. Yeah, he'd love that. This is Whittle's prompt from the other day. A town quarantined for 20 years is finally released. And I thought, this would be a great opportunity to be like, okay, yeah, but like now they're released, they don't want to be. Yeah, I mean, it's after the last however many months of COVID, that's kind of how I feel. So I felt like that would be great. Fiance throughout the, so town, a town in quarantine for 20 years is finally released, but nobody wants to leave. Therefore, one only person is desires to leave, but the other members of therefore, I don't know, he goes alone. I mean, depends on how we want this little one-page story to end, how depressing it is. Does he leave, or does he acquiesce and stay? I mean, this could be like the beginning of a hero's journey. So refusal of the call is a big thing. It would make this kind of tragic. So you've got this one kid who's like, fuck yeah, we're getting out. And then everyone else is like, no, we don't do that. And so maybe like this could be a story that gets expanded later, who knows. But for this like one-page story, I almost want it to be a tragedy. Because I don't... I don't know. That just feels right, because we're living in a terrible time. So... And the first thought that crosses my mind is a clock. So, little druid, we're back to your prompt. Okay. The clock. As it. Oh, fuck, we're doing the thing. What the fuck is this kid's name? This is Kevin. His name's Kevin? No, Carl. Fuck. God, I hate coming up with names. As it had always done. How about Brennan? Brennan feels right. I don't know why. The clock ticked down, as it had always done. How old is Brennan? What?
I'm gonna die.
Well, die a little quieter.
I'm sorry.
Gamers. Okay. The clock ticked down as it always done, at least as far as Brendan knew. What if he was born? Like, so I'm imagining that the clock has been ticking for 20 years. I'm just trying to think how old this guy is. Like, is he a kid? Because if he's a kid, he definitely doesn't have... He's 20. I'm trying to think of, like, what a good... So what if he's just 20? His parents... What are you using to stream? I am using OBS. Yes. Yes. We need to build you an overlay. Probably. What's that? I don't know if she's laughing at me or not. Probably not. Remember, this was the product of like a massive depression. What do they call it? Depression. I was depressed, and then I was manic, and then I did this, and then I went to work and I was depressed again, and then I asked to stop going to work. Anyways, so I need y'all to make me. His partner laughed at me too.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hey, tell Maddie I really like V Schwab too, and I didn't get to hang out in the stream for very long because I was worried about spoilers for Vengeful. Or if she's watching, she might hear me anyway. Fuck it. I've been doing this for 2 days. This is day 2. I have a story to write. What's an overlay?
It's like how your things set up kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, I totally improvised. Like, it took me about 15 minutes to set this up, and it's way not enough time, but I got it running. I don't know what to call it. The Rona. Hi. Your videos seem cool. Yo. Okay. Did I even save from? What the fuck are they saved from? What is this town quarantining from? I don't want to say the Rona. I really don't. I've been talking about Warcraft today, so I almost want to just say the Scourge. The Scourge. Man, just even seeing that typed out takes me back many years. Fuck it. Why not? I didn't even save from the Scourge. Is the undead the best race? Fuck it. I'm trying to remember who all is in the Scourge these days. Or, like, who all... Okay. What all races? Nah, man, it's definitely the pandas. That was the weirdest moment. Even at the age of, like, 12, I remember when the Pandaren were introduced in the expansion for for Warcraft 3, and just being like, what the fuck are those? And tonight it would end. Fuck if I know, and I'm covering the fucking thing. I think there's a wiki for that. Okay, the night of the 20-year countdown. Gate was built to automatically open when the clock reached 0. Sorry, I had an entirely second thought. I don't know who's all still listening, but I almost want to throw to the very few people who are paying attention. Lil Druid, if you're still hanging out, Kythis is... I'm recommending the Book Pusher YouTube page. It's cool. This is a plug, but, yep. This is how my brain is all the time, by the way. It's not just being on stream. Right, Cassie?
Yeah.
She agrees to these things way faster than I want her to.
What?
Nothing, dear.
Mm-hmm.
You're not helping. She's playing that game. What is it? Among Us? Did you die?
I died.
Try not to do that. Where was I?
Sorry.
You're worse than customers. Brennan tried to keep his excitement contained. The gate was built up. Fucked. What word am I looking for? Why is that wrong? Sure. Okay, so what does the world look like on the outside of this gate? It's been 20 years, so it's probably looks a bit like The Last of Us. Does it look? Anyone in the chat want to throw out, like, what tone are we going for here? If this is kind of a tragedy, and he doesn't end up leaving, it could be like I could go really saccharine, like it's a rising sun, and that was the first thought that crossed my mind, is like it could be a rising sun and there's like wildflowers and it looks so nice, and then they no, not for you. Or it could be like dark and nasty. I could lean into the Halloween vibe of like spooky season, gnarled trees and shit. Or it could just be very bland. It could just be kind of blank, a world full of possibilities. I don't know, you guys have any thoughts? See, I also don't know how long to pause, because there is a bit of lag. And so I'm like, do I just like sit here and kill time until like somebody responds in the chat? Do I dance? I shouldn't dance. I am far, far too white. And I got far, far too bad of scores in my jazz dance class to fucking dance. Alright, juxtaposition of sunshine, tragic ending. Okay. Could be... That's wrong. Spelling? I got a degree. I know what I'm doing. So this is one of those things that, because again I write like a crazy person, and anyone can, if you want, I should just write up like a blog or an FAQ and just be like, here's the link, I'm crazy. Sorry, that was a long period of quiet, but I wanted to get that done. Sometimes I run into the last line and I'm like, oh, I'm completely out of space, fuck. So I could... Yeah, I can just do that. Okay, so we have finished. It's been an hour and 20 minutes, and we managed to get 2 of these little pieces of microfiction done. Whoops. So let's do what we do, and we are going to read these or read this and see how it turned out, for anyone still with us. The clock ticked down, as it had always done, at least as far as Brendan knew. His parents liked to tell him that he had been conceived the night it had started ticking. His parents liked to tell him that he had been conceived the night it had started ticking. There's a lot of hads happening. His parents liked to tell him he'd been. His parents, this is why I can't ever read my shit, because I just end up doing this and I never actually get to enjoy it. Okay, at least as far as Brendan knew. His parents liked to tell him he'd been conceived the night it started ticking, the night that the gates had shut and quarantine started, the night that they had been saved from the scourge. That night, the 20-year countdown had started, and tonight it would end. Brendan, oh, so it's night? Yeah. That night, the 20-year countdown started, and this morning it would end. Brendan tried to keep his excitement contained. The gate was built to automatically open when the clock reached 0, and he was the only one excited to see what lay outside that door. He'd stared at it for years, wondering and waiting. Old metal ground against itself as gears began to turn. First a crack appeared, and then slowly it widened. Trees swayed in a light breeze as the sun peeked over distant mountains. Brennan's first sunrise. He took several steps toward the gate. A hand pressed against his chest, holding him back. His father. Always holding people back. That's what dads do, right? We can't go out there, the old man said. But it's safe now, Brennan whispered. No, this was it. This was the moment he had been waiting for all these years. Yeah. But it's safe now, Brennan whispered. This was it. This was the moment he had been waiting for all these years. The outside world isn't safe, boy. Even now, the other townsfolk had gathered at the open gate and began to push the great metal doors back closed. Inch by inch, the sunrise, the mountains, the trees were stolen from his sight. Brennan broke free and ran for the gap, but it was too late. The gate closed before he could reach it, with not even a hope of a countdown that it would ever open for him again. What do you guys think? Hope you guys liked it. So yeah, now we're at 3 little short stories, and again, I'm going to try and get a WordPress or something set up to host these, I guess. And then, yeah, feel free. Oh, so sad. I mean, one of the things I like about these is they all feel like they could be starts to different stories. So, like, in my head, I'm like, you know, Lawrence, the security guard, has now become, like, a god. Fucking so-and-so, Griffin is reunited with his wife. And then Brendan here is, like, he's going to find a way. He's going to get out somehow. But yeah, these all just feel like the beginnings of little stories, or the endings of little stories. Or endings of bigger stories. So, again, I say throw out, you know, and I always want prompts. I've got a fair number that I can, I still can write. I've only done 3 out of the however many I have. That's too much to count. So, yeah. I think instead of kind of dawdling around like I did last time, trying to figure out how to end the stream, because, you know, that was a thing that happened. Not only do I not have an overlay, I didn't even know how to end. Like, not like, oh, what's a good, like, outro? I mean, like, I literally didn't know how to stop this thing. I live here now. I live on Twitch. It's the Truman Show. So, and for any of the people who actually have hung out for this, as always, hit me up with any advice. You know, I got the overlay thing, so I'll look into that. And any other device is great. Any other prompts are great. Yeah, just thanks for sticking around and going on this little journey with me. So, alright. Time for professional YouTube, Twitch, entertainer, content creator outro.